Hi, my name is Dr. Michelle Ehrig. Welcome to the Dr. Test Prep YouTube channel. I am so glad you're here. I am now at another park in Katy, Texas, and hopefully it's super hot out, but I found some shade and hopefully we'll be able to get through this together. We are now starting our math knowledge series. If you don't have the free book, the link is in the description. And if you think you would benefit from the $49 paid version that has another like 700 questions and explanations, that information's at the end of this video. So in this video on number properties, we are going to go back to basics. So there's going to be a little bit of, the arithmetic knowledge piece. We're going to look at factors and multiples, odd, even, positive, and negative numbers, order of operations, and absolute value, especially as it relates to distance. All right, so when we're talking about factors, multiples, and prime numbers, factors are basically numbers that get multiplied together. That's it. So the factors of 6 are 1 times 6 is 6, so 1 and 6. 2 times 3 is 6, so 2 and 3. So 1, 2, 3, and 6 are all factors of 6. They're all numbers that you can multiply by another number to get an answer. Multiples are things that we can keep going up. So if I say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, those are all multiples of 2. If I go 5, 10, 15, 20, those are all multiples of 5. I keep multiplying by the same number. And prime numbers are numbers that the only numbers that can go into it are 1 in itself. So is that going to be on the EOC? I'm sorry, on the ASVAB AFQT? No, it's definitely not. But remember, I'm a teacher. So we're going to do stuff that's easier at first to help us get more confident on the other items. All right. A number between 20 and 40 that has exactly 4 factors. So all of these numbers are between 20 and 40. That doesn't help. The first thing that I like to do is I like to eliminate things that I know that doesn't make sense. So for example, I know that 31 is a prime number. I know it because I've been practicing my multiplication tables and I can only get 1 in 31. For 24, I know I could do 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, and 4 times 6. So those are a lot of factors that are more than obviously 4. 29 is also a prime number. If I divide 29, first of all, 2 can't go into it, 3 can't go into it. So if I divide it by 2, I get like 14 and a half. So that doesn't work. So 27 is my best answer. I've got 1 in 27 and 3 in 9. Which number is both a multiple of 4 and 6, but not 8? So 8 cannot go into it. So right away, I'm going to cross off the ones that 8 can go into. So if you've been practicing finding a multiplication app, you've been able to know that 8 times 3 is 24 and 6 times 8 is 48. So that leaves you these 2 left. So now we're going to say, can 4 and 6 go into it? Well, we know that 4 times 9 gives us 36. And we know that 6 times 6 gives us 36. So this is the best answer. For this one, let's see, I don't think 4 can go into 62 either. No, 4 can't go into it, nor can 6. So that wouldn't work. A number is greater than 30 and less than 50. So right away, we can cross off 30 and 50 because 30 is not greater than 30, it's equal to 30. And 50 is not less than 50, it's equal to 50. So it can only be one of these numbers. It is both divisible by 3 and 5, but not 2. Well, both of these are odd and they're not divisible by 2. So I'm going to say, okay, can 3 go into 35? Well, 3 goes into 3 one time. 1 times 3 is 3, 0 left. 3 can't go into 5 evenly. So it can't be that one. It's got to be 45. Whoops. I'll just make that a 4. So I can see that 15 goes into 45, and I know 5 times 9 is 45. So that's why 45 is the best answer. Which number has exactly 3 distinct factors? Well, remember, almost all factors come in multiples of 2. So like 1 and 16, 2 and 8, 4 and 4. So this has 5 distinct factors. 1 and 25 has 1 and 25. 1 times 25 is 25, and 5 times 5. So that's the correct answer. 27 would be 1 and 27 and 3 and 9. And 32 has a bunch. 1 and 32, 2, and 16. And then all the factors of 16 can go into here also. 4 and 8, 5, 6. Yeah, you get it. All right, moving to the next one. Two numbers share a greatest common factor of 4. So the biggest number that can go into both of them are 4. Which pair could be those numbers? Well, we know 4 can't go into 30, and we know 4 can't go into 18. Can 4 go into 16? Yes. Can 4 go into 24? Yes. Can 4 go into 12? Yes. Can 4 go into 20? Yes. So both of these look like they're good answers. But the greatest number that can go into both is 4. And in this case, both 16 and 24 have 8 that can go into it, 2 and 12. So that means their greatest common factor is 8. So if it has to have a greatest common factor of 4, 12 and 20 are our best answers. Which has more factors than 15? Well, 15 is 1 and 15 and 3 and 5. So 10 is 1 and 10 and 2 and 5. So they have the same number, so that's not going to be it. 20 is 1 and 20. 2 divided by 20 is 10. 3 can't go in, 4 and 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 factors. So that's the correct answer. We can stop there because 15 only has 4. So as soon as we hit 6, we knew that was the right answer. So just some things about odd and even numbers and positives and negatives. Odd numbers end in 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Even numbers, which are always divisible by 2, are 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So if you see one of those numbers at the end of a number, you know you can divide by 2. For adding and subtracting, an even number will start even and end even if we add 2 evens together. If we subtract 2 evens, the same thing will be the case. If we add 2 odds, they become even. If we subtract 2 odds, they also become even. If one is even and one is odd, it mixes. So I'm not going to go through all of these, but let's go ahead and keep going. All right. So which value is odd? 6 times 3 is 18 plus 4 gives us 22. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 7 gives us 27. We can stop right there. Actually, let's do some more because this is also odd. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 plus 5 is 21. And this is 42 plus 3, which is 45. So this should be which one is even. And the even one is the first one. Good thing we kept going. Which expression has a value that's negative? So remember, in order for something to be negative, it has to have one sign that's positive and one sign that's negative when we multiply. So here, when we're multiplying 4 and 3, these are both negative. So this will turn into a positive 12 plus 5, which gives us 17. Here we have a negative 6 and a positive 2. These signs are different. So we're going to do 6 times 2 is 12, but we'll keep the negative. When we add 8 to it, we're going to get negative 4. It's like I need $12, but you give me 8, so I still need 4. This becomes positive. Negative 5 times negative 2 is a positive 10. So I have $10. I spend 3. I still have 7 left. These numbers, a positive times a negative, still gives me the negative. But I need $6 and I have 10. So I have 4 extra dollars. But when I add and subtract negatives, I often think of money. It seems to make more sense that way. All right, here we've got 27 plus 2 is 29. 28 plus 6 is 34. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 3 is 28. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 5 is 26. Which expression has a value that is positive? So we've got our negative 12 here, but when we add 6, we have more negative than positive, so we'd still be under the water, negative 6. This becomes a positive 12 minus 20. So I have $12, but I need 20. So altogether, I still need 8. 5 times 3 is 15. These signs are different, so it's negative. We've got negative 15 minus 4 makes it more negative. And here we've got, wow, these numbers are terrible. All of these are like that. So one of these I have to switch up. So let's say that this becomes a positive 20. Okay, that one will be a positive 20 for our video. goodness gracious, it's a good thing we're going through these problems. So if this becoming a positive 20, this becomes a positive 20, and then we get 32 as our answer. All right, which expression has a value that is odd? 2 times 9 is 18, plus 4 is 22. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 6 is 27. That's odd, but look at our track record. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 3. We got to make this plus 2 to give us 22. 18 and 8 gives us 26. I think I'm going to keep going. All right, next question. Which expression has a value that is negative? So here we have positive 16. Positive 16 minus 5 gives us positive 11. Negative 12 plus 5 gives us negative 7. Negative 10 plus 12 gives us positive 2. And 6 minus 10 gives us negative 4. So this is another one that I have to change. I must not have gotten the right book when I was doing this. All right, now we're going to do order of operations. We always start with grouping. You might have learned PEMDAS, which is imperfect, but it's grouping, exponents, multiplication, division, share, and addition and subtraction shared. So if we look here, we're going to do our exponents first. So I'm going to write the whole thing out just to help you visualize it better. 4 squared is 16. I'm going to put a dot instead of an X for multiply. 16 times 3 is 48. Add these up and get 54. Here, we're going to do our parentheses first. So in the parentheses, I'm going to do this part first. So I've got 8 plus 6 squared. Then I'm going to do this, 14 squared. Then I have to do 14 squared, which I think the answer is 196, but let's just make sure. Yeah, 196. So now I've got 196. That's all of this simplified. Now I can divide by 4. 4 goes into 19 4 times with 3 remaining. 4 goes into 36 9 times. So 49 is our best answer. All right, I think this pen's a little bit thick, and I also like to use blue. All right, so I've got, is that 18 or 13? I've got 5 plus 18 divided by the quantity of 3 times 2 plus 4 squared. So parentheses first say that I do the 5 times 2 or 3 times 2. Then I need to do my exponents next. So I'm going to just keep rewriting everything. Now there's no parentheses over this, so that means my division comes next. Then my addition and subtraction last. And I got 24. Which is correct. So I'm going to have to change one of these to say 24. So in the workbook that you're going to download for free, you won't have all these mistakes because I'm going to edit it first. All right, let's look here. First, we got to do our parentheses first. 12 minus 4 is 8. Exponents next. And then the multiplication I did at the same step. And then add these babies up and you get 82. What is the value of 20 minus 6 times 2 squared plus 1? Order of operations first. 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 1 gives us 5. So then I'm going to bring everything else down. Multiplying next is 30. And then subtract. So it's okay that we're doing some things on the right before the left because in math we do the multiplication first. Here we're going to do our parentheses first. Then my exponents next. Then my multiplication. That is right. I wonder what happened. So 39 is the best answer. Again, yours will be correct on your paper. All right, absolute value is distance from zero. So it's like if we're 20 feet below sea level, we're still 20 feet away from sea level. So that's what we're kind of looking at. So basically, my students used to say it's just the opposite, but it's not. It's the positive value, because distance has to be positive in our world. So -8 is 8 units away from zero. Add these up and get 11. 4 minus 9 is -5. We consider absolute value like parentheses, so we're going to do that next. So the -5 is 5 steps away from zero. 5 times 2 is 10. Here we're going to do the absolute value first. -3 times 2 is -6. This is distance, so it's always going to be positive. Let me put this in parentheses. 6 minus 6 is 0. Here we're going to do 2 sets. We'll do this one first. Okay, the distance from -5 to 0 is 5. The distance from -2 to 0 is 2. Add up and get 7. What is the value of -4? The absolute value of -4 times the absolute value of -3 minus 5. Well, these are just 4 times 3. Then we do our order of operations. Here we got to do all of this first. So we're going to do, we don't make it +6 yet. We got to do the math first. We only do the absolute value at the end. So first we have to do 2 times 2 is 4. Then we're still treating these like parentheses. So this becomes -2. Now we can do the absolute value. This becomes +2. And so we get 8. Which means it'll look different on your paper. Let's make sure. 4, -2, +2. Yep, that's wrong too. I totally copied the wrong questions in. But that's okay. Let's do this. We've covered algebraic expressions. In the next unit, we're going to be covering, oh no, we just finished number properties. Now we're going to be covering numeric expressions, algebraic expressions next. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful for you. The full course with another 700 questions and video answers is available at heydrtestprep.com for only $49 to get ready for the AFQT. Half of all proceeds support nonprofit initiatives with at least $10 of your purchase supporting troops and veterans. All right, bye guys. We got this.